Assalamualaikum. Hello there, I'm Shira Abang Mansur and you're now watching TVS Nightline. The headlines. Israel insists on attacking Palestine until Hamas ruler is eliminated. Malaysia stages 6-day picket in solidarity with Palestine. And Petronas clarifies on diesel disruption nationwide. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has insisted peace can only be achieved in Gaza if Hamas is destroyed, the territory demilitarized and Palestinian society de-radicalized after warning the war is set to intensify. The declarations came as the World Health Organization on Monday reported harrowing accounts of entire families killed from Christmas, even strikes on a refugee camp in Gaza.
Earlier on Monday, Netanyahu visited Gaza, telling a meeting of his Likud party after his return that they are not stopping.
לא מפסיקים. כל מי שמדבר על להפסיק, אין. לא מפסיקים. מלחמה נמשכת עד הסוף. עד הסוף. עד שגומרים אותם. לא פחות מזה.
He said demilitarization will require establishing a temporary security zone on the perimeter of the territory. The meeting also dictates Netanyahu's readiness to support the voluntary migration of civilians out of the Gaza Strip. He reportedly told party members the problem is not whether to allow an exit, but that there will be countries that are willing to absorb an exit. Hamas rejected any discussion of such a plan as absurd. In a statement, Hamas said, quote, Palestinians refuse to be deported and displaced. There can't be exile and there is no other choice than to remain on our land.
Police deployed around 40 security personnel to monitor the Aksi Bertindak Kepung Demi Palestine or Action Initiative Siege for Palestine picket that began tonight and is set to be held for 6 days. Wangsa Maju District Police Chief Superintendent Ashari Abu Samah said any bolstering of personnel would depend on the situation, with his forces expecting the picket to conclude on December 31st.
Ashari said as of Tuesday, the Wangsa Maju police have yet to receive any permit application from the organizers, adding that the police will work closely with the Kuala Lumpur City Hall DPKL to ensure safety and smooth traffic flow and prevent any untoward incidents.
Sebab kita pun bila tak dimaklumkan kita dan kita tak tahu program dia orang buat. So bila dia orang kata nak letak kemah tu memang kita tak benarkan kerana kawasan tu memang tak ada tempat untuk letak pasang kemah pun. So kalau ada orang degil juga kita akan ambil tindakan lah, dan saya pun telah berhubung dengan pihak DPKL lah untuk mengambil tindakan. Jika mereka yang letak kemah atas jalan raya, mungkin pihak DPKL akan ambil tindakan untuk merampas dan sebagainya. Itu sebelah pada DPKL lah, tapi kita memang tidak benarkan sama sekali.
In a compelling demonstration of solidarity and advocacy for peace, 48 non-governmental organizations, NGOs, are set to organize a 6-day picket near the United States Embassy in Kuala Lumpur. The initiative, commencing at 10 p.m. today, aims to shed light on the ongoing conflict in Gaza and calls for an immediate ceasefire. Participants intend to camp out in tents throughout the picket, hosting nightly solidarity events. The visual display of Palestinian flags and symbols of the people's struggle serves as a poignant representation of the ongoing humanitarian crisis, as the Palestine Solidarity Secretariat SSP reports a staggering death toll of 20,424 Palestinians as of December 24th. The urgency to halt the violence and establish a ceasefire becomes paramount. The picket garnered support from prominent NGOs, including the Malaysian Islamic Consultative Council, Viva Palestine Malaysia, Yayasan Al-Quds Malaysia, Suara Rakyat Malaysia, and the Malaysian Women's Coalition for Al-Quds and Palestine.
Following the supply disruption of diesel at several Petronas fuel stations nationwide, Petronas Dagangan Berhad published an official statement regarding the matter and clarified that the problem is expected to persist until December 31st. They are currently addressing the issue with relevant authorities and stakeholders to minimize the disruption. Petronas urged those who are facing any inconvenience to contact their Mesra Link hotline at 1300 88 8181.
As an alternative, the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living KPDN Sarawak advises consumers to get their supply at Shell or Petros petrol stations. The ministry assured that it would carry out constant checks and monitoring on all petrol stations and urged the public to report any activities involving the misappropriation of subsidized diesel on various channels. This includes the e-aduan.kpdn.gov.my, the Consumer Complaints WhatsApp channel at 019-2794-317 or 019-8488-000 or by contacting the KPDN hotline at 1-800-886-800.
An update on the political quandary currently unfolding in Sarawak. Progressive Democratic Party PDP President Dato Sri Tiong King Sing has hinted at an impending announcement regarding the merger status of Parti Sarawak Bersatu PSB into the party. The revelation comes as anticipation builds, although specific details about the timing of the announcement remain undisclosed.
Let me understand more first, then come back to you. I baru balik daripada China.
Oh, dia balik China. So dia sudah tahu lah.
Belum mau kahwin pun pelan-pelan. Jangan satu hari terus.
Boleh test mah?
Don't worry, when the time comes, I will let you know.
Just recently, PSB Deputy President Dr. Jonikul Rayongipa has announced plans for the dissolution of the party next year. This strategic move aims to facilitate the seamless transition of over 80,000 members across Sarawak to join forces with the PDP. However, the procedural aspects of this merger will be subjected to approval from the Registrar of Societies. The decision follows a previous memorandum of understanding between PDP and PSB, emphasizing cooperation to enhance national prosperity and political stability. Progressive Democratic Party PDP Deputy President Dato Henry Harry Jinab has expressed the party's openness to new members, emphasizing that individuals are free to join any political party without facing obstacles as long as they adhere to the anti-hopping law.
Itu asalkan tidak menyalah anti-lompat parti. Bermakna mereka ada hak untuk join mana-mana parti. Dan mana-mana individu berhak memasuki masuki mana-mana parti tanpa halangan. So kalau orang masuk parti mana-mana pun dalam parti GPS, you tak perlulah green light. Anybody can join any party.
He was responding to the potential dissolution of PSB, highlighting the freedom of PSB members to choose any party apart from PDP. While anticipating an en bloc entry of 80,000 PSB members into PDP, the inclusion of new members in PDP is expected to be decided by the highest council without the need for a general meeting as specified in the party's constitution. With the current membership exceeding 100,000 nationwide, PDP looks forward to further growth. Petronas subsidiary Petronas Carigali Sendirian Berhad has entered into a strategic collaboration with PTT Exploration and Production, or PTT-EP, to advance offshore oil and gas exploration and production endeavours in Sarawak. The collaboration is marked by the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, and two Technical Assistance Agreements, TAAS, between Petronas Carigali and PTT-EP, focusing on the development of blocks SK405B and SK410B in the Sarawak region.
This partnership signifies a significant step forward in the joint efforts of both companies to explore and harness the potential of these offshore blocks for the benefit of the oil and gas industry in the region. Petronas Charigali Senior General Manager of Sarawak Asset, Anwar Ismail, said the collaboration would enable both parties to drive progress by leveraging Petronas Charigali's expertise and technology through continued focus on cost optimization and operational excellence to ensure supply security, particularly in Sarawak. Meanwhile, PTTEP Country Manager Kanok Intarawijit said PTTEP currently operates 8 contracts in Sarawak with a production volume of about 15,000 barrels of oil per day and 200 million standard cubic feet per day of gas. The MOU covers the scope of potential evacuation of production from Block SK405B through D35, D21, J4 Production Sharing Contract PSC facilities, post-1976 Balingian PSC facilities, and Bintulu Crude Oil Terminal operated by Petronas Charigali. Meanwhile, the first technical agreement covers the study and design works for Block SK405B fields into the same Petronas Charigali operated facilities. The second technical agreement is for the assistance of engineering design for the potential construction, tie-in works, pipeline and cable crossings of Block SK410B for Lang Lebas gas evacuation to the Bintulu additional gas supply facilities too, as well as for the potential production and handling of Lang Lebas condensate at the Bintulu integrated facilities.
Despite differences in religion, race and tradition, Sarawakians and non-Sarawakians residing in Seremban congregated to celebrate Christmas at Tamu Dayak Seremban to enliven the spirit of unity in Malaysia Madani. According to the Negeri Sembilan chairwoman for the Tourism, Arts and Culture Action Committee, Nicole Tan Lee Kun, interracial togetherness enables all walks of life to celebrate major festivities together.
Bukan saja dia dapat memupuk perpaduan. Saya rasa ini sangat bagus. Dia satu perayaan Christmas dalam Pasar Borneo kami pasar pagi ini. Dia dapat tengok bukan saja penglibatan orang Sarawak, ada juga orang tempatan juga. Dia dapat merasai satu perayaan tanpa macam-macam cetusan kontroversi baru-baru ni. Kita tengok di sini berlainan pula. Saya rasa ini bagus. Dia dapat mengimbangi masalah yang baru-baru ni dicetuskan oleh pihak-pihak berkenaan. Kita dapat lihat bahawa inilah gambaran sebenar Malaysia. Sepatutnya kita hidup secara harmoni dan aman damai.
Tamu Dayak Seremban is also one of Seremban's new tourism product for domestic and international tourists, added Nicole. A Seremban local, Farida Abdullah, applauded the concept of togetherness in differences that has been successfully practiced at the market.
Saya sebagai anak jati Seremban dan sebagai orang Melayu, saya melihat konsep ini ada sangat bagus sebab dia menumpukan perpaduan.
Meanwhile, hawker Dayang Fatima Awang Rosli from Bintango said celebrating Christmas together perfectly depicts racial harmony in Sarawak.
Perasaan kami happy lah merayakan, sama-sama merayakan hari Christmas. Biasalah kita orang Sarawak selalu sama-sama merayakan hari Gawai ke, Chinese New Year ke, Christmas ke. Kita memang Sarawak memang bertuah lah satu rumpun. Apabila kita datang dekat negeri Semenanjung ni, kita sama dengan anak-anak Sarawak di Pasar Tamu Dayak Seremban ni kita merayakan hari Christmas.
Tamu Dayak Seremban has over 30 hawkers from Sarawak and is open for the public every Sunday. It became a focal point for Sarawakians in Seremban to purchase goods that are native in Sarawak. The market has been operating for 2 years from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Coming up right after the break, government calls for urgent investigation on duped Bangladeshis and later Iran and Egypt to rekindle diplomatic ties. Only on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying with TVS Nightline. Now, after more than 40 years of strained relations, Iran is hopeful for a resumption of diplomatic ties with its political rival, Egypt. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Nasir Kanani said on Monday that talks have been promising thus far and both countries are on a good path to overcome their differences and to soon open a new diplomatic chapter.
Kanani added talks have been promising thus far, and both countries are on a good path to overcome their differences and to soon open a new diplomatic chapter. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi and his Egyptian counterpart Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met for the first time in November on the sidelines of an Islamic summit in the Saudi capital, Riyadh. According to Iranian media reports, the two presidents agreed on an action plan to resolve past differences and facilitate a warming of relations. The Iranian presidential office reported the two spoke by phone last week to discuss the latest developments in the Gaza Strip and the plan of action. Relations between Tehran and Cairo have been tense over the past 4 decades. The last Shah of Iran, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, who was exiled in the 1979 Islamic Revolution, died in Egypt the following year and is buried in Cairo. While the two countries have kept diplomatic channels open in recent years, they have not exchanged ambassadors.
After days of being grounded in France due to suspicions that around 300 mostly Indian passengers were linked to a human trafficking scheme, the plane finally landed in Mumbai, India. A senior airport official who wishes to be anonymous confirmed the flight had landed at 4 a.m. on Tuesday.
No official statement from India currently regarding the arrival of released details of the passengers from the airport has been issued. The said plane, initially en route to Nicaragua and was detained last Thursday at Vatry Airport, east of Paris in France, during a refueling stop. It had arrived from Dubai, where there was an anonymous tip-off alleging that the plane was transporting potential victims of human trafficking. 2 individuals, initially questioned by French police on suspicion of police trafficking, were later released when it was confirmed that the passengers had boarded the plane voluntarily. French authorities are now investigating a potential violation of immigration laws with no further pursuit of people trafficking charges, according to judicial sources.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. Up-to-the-minute headlines are now available across all of our social media platforms. And that is all the updates for TVS Nightline. I'm Shura Abang Mansur. Thank you for watching.